Alright, so I seen Skimpdee's video, and I seen Roscoe put out a video also. You know what I mean? That, and I think that it's so funny because my next video was gonna be how I ended up coming to VL, you know what I mean? Because it's a funny story behind that. And I guess I might as well share in the video how I found out about VL trucking, which I did say in my, like, not my last video, but the other video before. But it's a funny story behind it that I wanted to share with you guys. It's like when God has a plan for you, and some things don't go in your favor, you feel like, you know, you get disappointed, but God has a bigger plan for you. And I'm gonna share why I said that, because I said it's a real funny story basically behind this whole thing. I will say this, how I ended up coming to VL. I got up to a year experience when I was at Trans Am, and I was looking for another company to go to. No, I was searching in YouTube for like high paying companies, all that stuff. On the Asian My Show, right? He put out a video, I think it was like maybe like a year ago or so. And it said this company will pay you $2,500 weekly for salary or something like that, something of that sort. And the company was out of Illinois, and the company is called DVL Trucking. It's not VL Trucking, it's a different company. So I was watching that video, right? And I seen under that video Skimpdee's video. And the video that I seen for Skimpdee, it said what is it? I think it said what it is like making $3,000 a week as a company driver. So I ended up watching that video after I was finished. I put an application in for DVL Trucking because that's the company that I originally wanted to go with, right? So I put the application in for that company. I put the application in for VL Trucking also. And then I was also on Craigslist. I was looking through to see what's out there. I found 2 other companies on Craigslist based out of Chicago. I spoke with one of the guy. I got the go ahead. It was 55 cents a mile, $10.99. And he went ahead he went as far as he was the first one that gave me the actual go ahead. You know what I mean? And it got up to the point where he was gonna book the ticket and all that for me to come out there. And then once the process start with VL and DVL, like I did the whole calculation of how much I'd be making if I was running 55 cents per mile and I was doing 3,000 miles a week. And I was like, if I ended up going with DVL, the other company from the Asian My Show, I would be making more money. So I called the guy and I told him like, hey, listen man, I actually found a better opportunity, and I apologized to him and all that stuff. At this point in time, I still didn't get a confirmation from VL or DVL. They both had me send my license over to them, and they told me they were gonna run it and then they will get back to me. No, I was there waiting for both of these companies, right? In the same time period, I came across another company, a flatbed company, out of Chicago. I believe it's called VDT Inc. or something like that, something of that sort. And the guy was a owner. He had like 3 or 4 trucks. I think he had more of that, and he got 4 trucks in. He had more trucks, but he got 4 trucks in, right? And he said he just bought the truck off the auction, and they're getting the truck ready because they don't want any me to have any issues with the truck or whatever. So you know, he said he's gonna move forward with me. So he put me in this WhatsApp group. It's funny because, like I said, it's such a funny story because I was just talking to somebody about the same thing, like when God has a plan for you and you get disappointed along the way. So basically, this guy, how much was it? I don't remember. 30%. He said he paid 30% of the gross. He gave the driver 30% of the gross. And I remember talking to him on the phone, and he's like, yeah, the average amount my drivers are making right now is like $3,500 to like $4,000. I was like, damn, that's a lot of money. That's like good bread. You know what I mean? So I started leaning more to that company, what that guy was saying. So he added me into this WhatsApp group, right? And I want you guys to hear me out. This is where it gets interesting. He added me into this WhatsApp group with 4 other drivers. and he introduced himself. We spoke to another guy that works with the company, I guess he's the safety or whatever. Spoke with that guy, and then basically, he said, okay, we're gonna, they told me they were gonna get it done by the Thursday. They were gonna get the tickets and all that by the Thursday. Thursday came, nothing. The Friday came, then I called him up and he said, yeah, I'm gonna book the tickets by Saturday so you guys can be out there by Monday. Sent the message in the WhatsApp group. The Saturday evening, right? All of a sudden, the guy, they texted in the group, and he texted it all in Spanish. You know what I mean? So I was like, what the hell? And then everybody that started responding in the group, they started responding in Spanish. And I remember them wrote something like in a paragraph in Spanish. And I didn't know what it was. So I was like, what the hell? It's like basically they just counted me out of it. You know what I mean? And I was so disappointed. So I copied what the Spanish message said, and I put it in Google, and I translated and said, I'm excited to meet all of you guys here, I think in Chicago, and I see you guys soon, or I look forward to meeting you guys. Something of that sort. So I came up with it. I put 2 and 2 together and realized they just literally just count me out. So I just never said anything. And as a matter of fact, I'll see if I can drop a screenshot, because I still have the chat. I think that's what I seen in my WhatsApp the other day, and I mentioned it to somebody. I was talking to it, and that's why I get the idea from where I said I was going to put this video out. So with that being said, I was really disappointed, and I was like, oh damn, it didn't work out for me, because I really wanted to go to that company based on what the guy was telling me. No, I don't know how it worked out for all those guys or whatever, but I ended up didn't going. In the same time, DVL had my application and VL Trucking had my application. Now, VL Trucking basically came through, you know what I mean? And I ended up coming to VL, right? Now, back to the main point. How I learned about the company? I learned about the company first from Skimpdee. Because like I said, not in my last video, but in my other video before that, if you guys watch it, you guys will, if you guys remember, you hear me saying, I learned about the channel, I learned about VL Trucking through Skimpdee, and I actually tried to use Skimpdee as my referral, and they told me she no longer worked here. And in the same time, because I started going deep into VL now, starting looking, trying to find all these other videos, and I think there was one white guy with a video from maybe 5 years ago, and I honestly don't think he was talking about VL, but when I typed in VL Trucking, it was an older dude. I think I've seen a video came up suggested for his video, but when I was listening to him, it wasn't really saying anything pertaining to VL. In the same time I was watching Skimpdee's video, I think JEVAUGHN had just started talking about VL, right? So when I got over to Illinois, before they actually gave me my truck, they asked me how I learned about the company. And I told them Skimpdee, and they were like, oh yeah, Skimpdee no longer works here. And Ina briefly talk about her, and she's like, yeah, we know she has her YouTube channel, and people come here all the time and all that stuff through her referral, but she no longer works here. So she's like, I'm like, I watched this other dude on YouTube, his name ATruckernamejay, and they knew exactly who he was, you know what I mean? And then I started telling her that I do the YouTube, and I think she was telling me they were coming up with this system where they were gonna start giving the people that do YouTube like a special code, a specific code, so you can use it as a referral. But they never really got back to me, and I never really followed up on it. So I ended up using ATruckernamejay as my referral. Now I do watch Jay's video, you know what I mean? I will say this part about it, like as far as when I came here for the first month, for the first few paychecks I got, I immediately started considering leasing. And I believe Jay was the one where I watched his channel, and Jay said he never knew they had leasing when they started. I'm almost sure it was Jay's channel I was watching, and he said nobody really told him about leasing, so he didn't know that they had leasing. And then he started talking about leasing, and I was like, hold up, like, if you guys remember one of my previous videos, I was like, if I'm 1099 as a company driver, and you could be 1099 as a lease operator. You don't get a lot of write-offs for the company side. So for my case, I felt like it was, you know, a better option for me to go leasing, because I'd make more money. That's the way I seen it. I would make more money and I would have more write-offs, you know what I mean? So that's how I ended up leasing. So I definitely say, as far as the leasing, Jay influenced my decision on going leasing. He didn't put specific numbers out there, but just by the way he was talking, I could tell the leasing bread is good. And then from what I was seeing on the company side, I was like, it definitely makes sense for me personally to go leasing, you know what I mean? So I don't think, I think the important thing is that people are gaining information from both of their channels, you know what I mean? Even though Skimpdee doesn't work here no more, she still has all her old videos up from basically when she was working at VL, you know what I mean? And people are gaining information from that. So I don't think it is a thing from who do it first, and I don't think it's between Jay. I don't want to make it between Jay or Skimpdee or whatever the case is. All I can say is the important thing is that people are gaining the information and people are bettering themselves just because of these two specific YouTubers, you know what I mean? Because they have a bigger channel. Even though I talk about VL, maybe there's one or two people that learn about, I don't know if somebody specifically learn about VL through my channel, you know what I mean? But I definitely learned about VL from both of their channel, because even after I started and I dug deep into Skimpdee's channel, found all the videos about VL, and I watch all of Jay's videos about VL and all that stuff, you know what I mean? So that's the important thing. And then why I said I was going to do this video is, like, I was talking to somebody the other day and I was like, it's so funny because, you know, I was like, you know, when God has a plan for you, and you think it doesn't work, you think stuff don't work in your favor, you know what I mean, you get disappointed and you get discouraged. Because I remember how much I wanted to go to those other companies, and with what I'm seeing now, I know for a fact I wouldn't be seeing with those companies, you know what I mean? And DVL Trucking, they just never got back to me, you know what I mean? The guy, I remember when I called him up, he said, you know, the insurance company is taking a little bit longer than usual, we'll give you a call back. And then once I got the go ahead from VL, I just never followed back, and they never followed back up with me, you know what I mean? But that's basically my point. Like, you know what I mean, I was saying, you know, you get discouraged along the way if something doesn't work in your favor, but God has a bigger plan for you, you know what I mean? And I'm definitely happy that I came to this company and I made my decision to go leasing, you know what I mean? So then again, shout out to both of them, bro. They're two good YouTubers. They put a lot of information out there, because I still watch her, like, her current thing going on with the Landstar and all that, and she's doing her thing as an owner operator, like buying her own truck. I even spoke to her when I just started here, and I asked her why she didn't lease. If she spoke about this company so highly, I'm surprised when she went and bought her truck why she didn't lease on to this company. And she told me her specific reason. She doesn't have any bad blood with the company. She doesn't have anything bad to say about the company. But she told me her reason why, you know what I mean, she didn't come to this company. And like I said, they're two great YouTubers. And I personally don't want to say it's between Skimpdee and Jay who did it first or whatever the case is, but all I can say, I learned about the company from both of them. I've definitely stumbled across Skimpdee's video first, and then after that I came across Jay's videos, and then Jay started talking more about the leasing, and that kind of influenced my decision in a way. And then with my own, you know, with my own situation and my thought process, I was like, you know, leasing is definitely the way to go. So that's how I ended up coming to VL. I wanted to pop in, let you guys know what's going on, because I seen it's an interesting topic, and it's so funny that the next video I had in mind to put out was how I ended up coming to VL and why I chose VL, you know what I mean? So if you guys enjoyed the video, tap the like button, tap the share button, you know what I mean, hit the notification bell so when I drop a video you guys get it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.